It is only in Nigeria that a politically exposed person can steal billions of naira, and the next thing you know, the matter will be swept under the carpet as if nothing happened. They said that the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. But do you know that in Nigeria, this is not true? Our politicians are forcefully making their children the leaders of tomorrow. More than 95% of the politicians in Nigeria are corrupt. To make matters worse, the agency in charge of fighting corruption in Nigeria, the EFCC, cannot even do anything about it. In this video, we will be looking at the top 10 richest politicians in Nigeria that allegedly stole more than 100 billion naira but went scot-free. Before we start with the countdown, I want you to know that the EFCC is not the problem here. In every corruption case, the EFCC are the complainants, and the corrupt politicians, the defendants, and the court of law are the people that can only pass judgment. But the truth is, if the politician can strike a bargain with the judge and the ruling party, that case can be stretched for over 20 years, just like that of Yahaya Bello. Without further ado, let us dive into the video. At number 10, we start with Alhaji Ahmed Idris Malaji. Idris Malaji was born on the 2nd of May, 1966 in Niger State. He has 2 degrees. He received his first and second degree in English Studies from Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto, and Bayero University, Kano State, Nigeria. Idris Malaji was made the Accountant General of the Federal Republic of Nigeria by late President Buhari. Prior to the appointment, Malaji was a strong voice in Nigerian communication services and broadcasting. In May 2022, Malaji was arrested by the EFCC for an 80 billion naira fraud. Upon further investigation, the figure rose to 170 billion naira. Few months later, Malaji was made the Director of Strategic Communications for the Tinubu and Shettima presidential campaign. After Tinubu won the presidential election, Tinubu gave Malaji, who had a fraud case of 170 billion naira, to answer the Honorable Minister for Information and National Orientation of Nigeria. What a shame. At the number 9, we have Abdul Rashid Maina. Abdul Rashid Maina was a former chairman of the Pension Reform Tax Team, an office through which he defrauded the country of 100 billion naira. This is pension money of veterans and retired civil servants, some of who died even without enjoying their gratuity. Maina, who hailed from Borno State, was appointed in 2010 to help recover looted federal pension funds, surprisingly turned around and defrauded the country of the same money he was employed to recover. In 2013, the EFCC came for Maina and he ran away from the country to Niger Republic. In 2017, Abdul Rashid Maina smuggled himself into Nigeria and he was given an appointment as the acting director of the Human Resource Department of the Ministry of Interiors under late President Muhammadu Buhari. Imagine, a wanted fugitive was given a political appointment. He was later arrested by the DSS and handed over to the EFCC, but to shock you, his case is still undergoing trial till today. Next on our list is Hadi Abubakar Sirika. Hadi Sirika was elected as a House of Reps member in 2003. In 2007, he was elected senator representing Katsina North. Sirika served as a senator for 8 years. In 2015, he heavily supported the campaign of Buhari, and after Buhari won the election, Hadi Sirika was compensated with the office of the Minister of Aviation. He was arrested by the EFCC on a 2.7 billion naira fraud case. This was part of the money that he was allegedly given for aviation projects during his tenure. He was remanded in prison alongside his daughter, but both were granted bail and are now working scot-free. Next, we have Godwin Emefiele. Godwin Emefiele, who hails from Abo, in Delta State, Nigeria, studied banking and finance at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. He finished as one of the best students in 1984. He did his master's in finance in 1986 and he lectured in the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and also the University of Port Harcourt, respectively. He joined Zenith Bank in 2001 and was later made the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria in 2014. He served for 9 years and in 2023, he was replaced. Emefiele was the only CBN governor that was given the privilege of serving a second term. The late president, Muhammadu Buhari, made this possible. The reason we don't know. Many alleged that it was because Emefiele sponsored his presidential campaign in 2015. From the Central Bank Act, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria should be apolitical, but Emefiele vehemently declared interest to contest for presidency in 2023 to the utmost surprise of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He wanted to succeed Buhari. He even bought the APC presidential form and wanted to go head-to-head with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Jagaban of Lagos, in the primaries. He thought all the billions he looted from the CBN will help his cause. But Tinubu finally won the presidential election. When the electoral result was declared and Tinubu made president, Emefiele was made a scapegoat. He was arrested by the EFCC on the 10th of June 2023, exactly 12 days after Tinubu was declared the president. Emefiele stole the sum of $4.5 billion. That is almost 10% of the total money Nigeria has in her foreign reserve. Also, in his tenure, Emefiele spent 61.5 billion naira to print 31.8 billion naira new notes. At number 6, we have Abubakar Malami, the former Attorney General of the Federation, is one of the biggest fraudsters in the history of modern-day Nigeria. The former Minister of Justice, who occupies a position that is all about transparency, a position that frowns against corruption, was a Yahoo boy himself. Malami was arrested by the EFCC for corruption and money laundering. Let me break down how evil the atrocities of Malami is, so that you understand that we are finished as a country. Whenever the AFCC and DSS arrests a politically exposed person for corruption and the person is taken to court, any judgment that will be passed must first of all be scrutinized by the office of the Attorney General, who will then be lobbied with billions, and the case most times discontinued. Every recovered fund also passes through this very office of the Attorney General. For example, during Malami's tenure, he hijacked the case of Danjuma Goje from the EFCC. Goje and 2 others were standing trial over a 5 billion fraud, but shortly after Goje agreed to step down for Ahmed Lawan, the preferred candidate of the ruling APC party for the position of the Senate President in 2019. And 29 days after meeting Buhari, the federal government discontinued the case of fraud against Danjuma Goje. Malami, his son and his wife are involved in a 9 billion naira money laundering fraud. This money they stole from the Abacha loot that was recovered from Switzerland. Meanwhile, Malami had invested over 212 billion naira in 41 properties in Abuja and Kano states. Now let me shock you. Malami, his wife and son were granted bail of 500 million naira each. Now they are walking scot-free. At number 5, we have Sadiya Umar Farouk. Sadiya Farouk, a former minister of social development, disaster management and humanitarian affairs, was arrested by the EFCC on the allegation of a 37.1 billion naira fraud. The atrocities in her tenure were unimaginable. Under her leadership, her subordinates, Babashir Lawal, used 544 million naira to clear grasses in IDP camps. She was a hardcore loyalist of late Muhammadu Buhari. I believe that was why the case of Sadia Umar Farouk was discharged. At number 4, we have Saleh Maman. Saleh Maman was the Minister of Power from 2019 to 2021 under the Buhari regime. He was personally appointed by Buhari himself, and after the approval of the Senate, he was made a minister on the 21st of August 2019. Barely 2 years into the office, he was sacked by Buhari for some reasons unknown to the general public. These reasons only became clearer in 2025 after the EFCC made a case against him in the court of law. Saleh Maman allegedly stole the sum of 33 billion naira as a minister of power. To make matters worse, when the EFCC presented the case in court, the judge stated that Saleh Maman should not be labeled guilty until his own side of the story is heard. Currently, this man is working scot-free in Nigeria. At number 3, we have Joshua Dariye. Dariye was the former governor of Plateau State from 1999 to 2007. But on the 20th of January 2004, Joshua Dariye was arrested in London for money laundering because there was a law that stated that the EFCC cannot arrest any sitting governor. They waited for his tenure to end in 2007. How Joshua Dariye survived the EFCC until 2011, only God has the answers. In 2011, he was elected the senator representing Plateau Central at the Senatorial House. The EFCC never gave up. After a trial in Abuja, Joshua Dariye, who was still a senator, was sentenced to 14 years imprisonment. The sentencing was later reduced to 10 years, but on the 14th of April 2022, late President Buhari gave him a presidential pardon, and now Dariye, a hardcore political fraudster, is now working scot-free. At number 2, we have Orji Uzor Kalu. According to the statement that was released when Orji Uzor Kalu was arrested by the EFCC, the statement stated that the then governor used his company, Slug Holdings, to defraud the government of Abia State off of 7.65 billion naira. Orji Uzor Kalu was perfectly described as a Yahoo boy during his conviction on the 5th of December 2019. Kalu was the governor of Abia State from 1999 to 2007. He was later elected a senator in 2019. The same year, the EFCC came for Orji Uzor Kalu, and he was sentenced to 12 years imprisonment for fraud. But sadly, this case was discharged. Here is what happened. Orji Uzor Kalu knew that the only way to avoid jail was to pledge solidarity to the ruling party APC, the then president Buhari, and then the national leader of APC, the Jagaban of Lagos, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He denounced his position as the chairman of the Progressive People's Alliance (PPA) and defected to APC. Sadly, this move got his 12-year sentencing discharged, and now Orji Uzor Kalu is working scot-free, trying to disrupt the peaceful development that God is using Alex Oti to do in Abia State.